Food and weight obsession can be exhausting. Losing weight, gaining weight, dieting, feeling like a failure because you missed a workout, binged, overate, or gained all the weight back. The cycle is endless and it can be maddening. But I'm here to say you can stop the mental madness. You can take back control of your food behaviors, but you have to face your fears, you have to ask for help, and make a change. I am Leslie M. Thornton, permanent weight loss coach from hpwl.co. This is Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss, and I know you can make this happen. On this podcast, you will hear how to stop the mental madness, love your body, trust your food decisions so you can create a life of happiness, freedom, and inner peace. Hey. Leslie M. Thornton, Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss. Vision boards and desires. Recently, I have been presenting a lot to clients, on vision boarding. Vision boarding is something that I've done for years now, consistently, and wow, it's very powerful. I know some people may not believe in vision boards. Maybe you've done them in the past and nothing actually happened, or you do it consistently and nothing happens. And my intention for this podcast today is to support you in having a vision board that actually works, that actually does what it comes here to do. And a big piece of how a vision board can work is that you are in touch with your desires. So I'm going to read you a quote that I find to be fascinating on desires themselves. So here it is. The word desire means of the sire or of the father. In other words, that strong impulse to achieve something is actually the something already in you seeking to come out. And that is written by someone named Derek Rydell. So given that, what we can learn to appreciate and take on is that your desires, the thing that you actually want, are divine. They matter. And consider the fact that in order for you to do what you came here to do on the planet the best, you need to actually act on what those desires are and do whatever it takes to make it happen. I'll give you an example. So several years ago, I knew for a very long time that I wanted to participate in world travel. It was just something that I really desired. It's something I really wanted. And someone even said to me at one point, the thing about travel is that wherever you go, there you are. Nothing's actually going to be better and all this kind of stuff. And these are the types of considerations or the types of things that we might hear that can stop us from actually doing what it is. So really important that we're careful about who we share our desires with. Because so often, if you're not hanging out with people who also want you to follow your dreams and go after your desires and trust that your desires matter, that it could stifle your willingness to look, your willingness to actually take action to make things happen. Okay, there's a quote by Dr. Joe Dispenza that says, "You are either defined by a vision in the future or the memories of the past." So you can take a look for yourself and ask yourself, what are some of the things that I've always been visioning of being able to do, whether it's big or small. Maybe it's just, I want to work less and spend more time with my family, or I want to learn how to do jujitsu, or I want to learn how to play a musical instrument, whatever that is for yourself. actually take those seriously, and how can we actually put those into action and follow it and trust that wherever it leads is taking us wherever we need to go. Okay, so I had that world travel desire, and my thinking brain, which 5% of the results that we get in our life is based on what's going on in the thinking brain, our conscious mind, the part of the mind in charge of logic, reasoning, decisions, etc., said that first I needed to save up a whole bunch of money and then I could travel. Who here has ever made responsible decisions that way, or is continuing to say, first I'm going to work for 30 years and then I'm going to travel and retire and have that RV and camp all the time, and whatever those things are for yourself. And it was about 6 years into my working on building the business and making enough money to be able to travel that I actually said to myself, Leslie, this is very someday, one day. When do I think this is actually going to happen? When is there magically going to be enough money in your bank account? Here you are, you're this life coach, you say anything is possible, you're supporting your potential clients and getting resourceful and being unapologetically a yes for themselves and their lives, and you are not doing that. And so I said, okay, we're ending it today. I'm going to take action outside of my comfort zone, and I'm going to be what's unreasonable around how I'm going to generate this money for my being able to travel. I did something that still feels a little like embarrassing to me now, but this is still just like playing with the universal laws of the universe and how this all works. So pretty fun. But I created a GoFundMe account for myself to be able to travel. And I was asking for $10,000 to be able to travel. And my promise as the thank you for that support was that I would be sharing the things that I learned and the awarenesses and just the growth that occurred as the result of my going out and traveling. And I remember the moment that I placed a period on the ends of the, GoFundMe account, and it was the last sentence that I wrote, the vision board that I had created from my intuition, which we'll get into in a moment, actually slowly began falling from the shelf that it was on, and there was absolutely no wind. It had been up for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it just slowly curled and fell to the ground as if like it's already done. And everything on that vision board that for the first time ever, I did a vision board based on feelings and what my body was naturally drawn to picking rather than what my brain thought it wanted. And everything that was on it was like very tribal, very Asian, very colorful, very dancing, very, this kind of energy. And I was surprised. I was like, wow, what's in store for me for this year? This is, surprising me. And so that happened. And then, I was still working on building the business in the meantime. And that summer, I made more money helping more people than I ever had yet before in my business, and was so in the zone with that and just like in flow and in service that I wasn't even paying attention to what was happening to my accounts. And at the end of the summer, to the point where I actually even kind of forgot about the travel situation. I didn't make money from the GoFundMe account, forgot about the travel situation. And my sister at one point said, Leslie, what happened to the traveling idea? I thought that you really wanted to travel. It's like, oh, yeah, you're right. So I booked in the conversation with a traveling company I was looking at. And turns out that the amount of money that it was going to take to go away with them was $10,000. I was like, well, let me check my accounts that I hadn't checked in the entire summer. And turns out that I had exactly $10,000 in my bank account to go and travel with this group. And none of that would have happened if I didn't say yes to my desires first. If I didn't let go of all the considerations and the reasonings why and the justifications as to why I had to wait, and I actually said yes now and today. So putting all of this stuff into action of visioning and taking unreasonable action and saying yes to your desires matters when it comes to actually living the life of your dreams and putting your vision in the future. So, yes, couple things on the vision boarding itself. One thing that I see for people is that rather than they'll make their vision board, and again, it's not the actual truth of what they want. So making sure that you are in your body as you are feeling into what this next year is going to be about, or the next 90 days, however far you want to do it. Okay. And the way that we actually get a belief to stay in the subconscious is through repetition and through visualizing and emotionalizing it. Okay. So not just putting pictures on a board, but actually imagining yourself in that situation. See what it's going to look like through your own eyes and make that really vibrant and make it very, emotionalized as if it's happening now, as being a huge piece to this. All right. And then what I personally do is I go on Pinterest and then I look for images that are in alignment with what I want to do, how I want to be, what I want to feel, what I need to have, or what I want to have. And then I make a cork board for myself. And so pinning inside the cork board those different sections off, and then putting it in a place where I see it on a regular basis and actually imagining myself looking through my own eyes in that scenario and watching and kind of using the vision board as a North Star to how close I am or how on track I am, or, to the goals that I had set for myself. Like, oh, are these things happening? Yes. How do I feel about them? Great. So just as life is going on and as, different challenges come up or it feels like we're way off track, can kind of have that as your grounded anchor to say, this is the right path. I am still headed in that direction. Right. And, and having your unconscious mind believe that it's already done. So just like trusting that just by putting it onto your vision board, that it's done, which is exciting. Yes. So those are the keys to vision boarding. And then you can choose to take down the images once they happen. You can date them. You can put them in a folder so that you can remember about it the following year. The other thing to be aware of is the limiting beliefs or the doubts that you have that these things can actually happen, right? So a lot of the work that we do at Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss is noticing when the fear comes up, when the doubt comes up, when our brains want to go back into diet mentality, and actually change those thoughts around and get back into the space of knowing that we are taken care of. We can trust the process, right? We're on our path. We will get there if we just stay the course. So definitely continuing to do that inner work to stay in alignment with where it is that you want to go. Great. And then a couple resources, there's some books, Feeling is a Secret or U Squared. Highly recommend those as far as embodying what it is that you want to achieve this year. But just overall message to you of knowing that your desires matter, put them first and watch how everything lines up in ways that you could only imagine to actually receive those things, and trust that whatever it is, again, that you desire matters, that those things, like for you to be an energetic match with how you came into this world and into the universe, or, however you want to describe it, your karma, some people say, or whatever. It's like these things have already been inside of you and they're waiting to just be birthed through you if you're willing to step into it and look at it and not continue to make yourself wrong or be embarrassed or pick goals that you think that you should have, or maybe they're your family's goals, but they're not yours. And as soon as you have chosen things that are actually in alignment with yourself and what it is that you actually desire, then watch how easily and effortlessly those things can come in. It doesn't mean that we don't have to effort or take actions along the way. It's not like we can just, vision board ourselves into the reality. Sometimes it requires a lot of due diligence and hard work to actually make sure you're staying in alignment. But on the way, getting to totally appreciate the fact that year after year, you master every goal that it is that you want to achieve. And in case one of your things for your 2023 goals is to let go of your mental and emotional obsession with food, body, and weight, consider Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss your most amazing option to choose. We are totally in love with helping people find food freedom. For me, I wouldn't have been able to achieve so many things in my life in such a way that felt less efforting, less hard, less terrible, less struggling if I didn't actually turn towards what was really underneath the surface of my relationship with my food and my body and my weight. So invitation to love yourself enough to get yourself that freedom, if that's what's calling you this year. If you're watching this on Facebook Live, you can actually text the word hypnosis to the number 1-855-BE-ALIVE. 1-855-BE-ALIVE. And it'll actually send you our free training that shows you, it actually does a demo of some of the hypnosis that we do, and also gives you a little bit more of the results that we get for our clients and my way that I got myself out of being obsessed with food, body, and weight, to make sure that you also resonate with that and that it is in alignment with you and what your goals are for 2023. Love you so much and happy visioning. If you are serious about taking action on your struggle with food, body, and weight, then this is for you. Go ahead and text the word hypnosis to 855-BE-ALIVE. That's 855-232-5483. Immediately after texting that number, you will get access to our free training that will tell you why you can't figure the food, body, and weight thing out, why you can't keep weight off even after you've been successful in the past, and how to actually overcome it, including a mini hypnosis session at the end. Don't miss out. Text the word hypnosis to 855-BE-ALIVE. That's 855-232-5483.